Close your eyes. Between us there will be no goodbyes. Dry your tears, now's not the time to cry. Just listen to my voice. My song will reach you across the states like waves on the beach. We'll be stronger than a maxed out siege, but I will never zero you. As long as you'll allow me to, I will always sing for you. You're in the place where my songs are born, where inspiration flows, inspiration grows. And until the day when we meet again, you will stay in that sacred place where I will write these words to make you smile. I will look out for your name, your state and guilt like in this game. And when I find you there again, I'll cross these barren lands to find my way to you. Close your eyes. Between us there will be no goodbyes. Dry your tears, now's not the time to cry. Just listen to my voice. You will hear my song across the dark green, my dear. I will pour to you just to be near you in Eden one more time. And as Eden soon will end, which separates us once again, I will wait for the next event and hope to see you there. I hope to see you there. Oh, Malouche, you will always be my star-crossed muse. Our songs will stay forever in my mind as I slowly close my eyes.
Hello everyone, this is Melouche State 554 and I'm here today with Brigle from State 461. I see in the chat, hello Bexy, hello Nerb, hello Jem, hello Mike, hello Billy Two Shoes, there are so many names I don't know here, hello Lorenzo, hello Iron Man, welcome, and hi Brigle.
Hello, hello.
So, I think you are better presenting yourself and your alliance.
Hi, I'm Brigle. I'm from 461 and RFI ENS.
Of ENS?
Previously I was from 560. We played for like 8 seasons and then we migrated to 461.
But now the name of your alliance is not ENS, I saw. You changed the name.
A few days back it was btW. And right now I'm back at 1CH for All Stars, which we will talk about soon.
I'll just ask a second for everyone in the chat. I don't know how you hear the sound here, because I don't have... I'm looking for English word. I don't know what you hear. So if you hear some echo or something, just say it in the chat so we can fix it. Okay? Hello, Mr. Brahim, Pixie, it's your boy. And welcome to this discussion with Brigle from state 461 R5 of ENS now btW. So we have lots of viewers, and maybe they don't all know what's happening with All-Star, and we can start by telling them the story from the beginning, maybe. So at the end of July, the devs announced the All-Star event project, giving until August 25th to prepare an alliance for the top 16 powers in state 1 to 800. And at that moment, 461 was a newly formed superstate. Now you are currently third in zone strength in the whole game. So how did your state and alliance reacted and started to prepare for All-Star?
Actually, when the information came out for All-Stars, we were all excited. Because 461 is pretty much united. You know, there is no need for us to call each other for help. Everyone will automatically come and help everyone, you know. So when the news came, all the alliance leaders were automatically prepared to be united, to go in together.
So you kind of merged the strongest of 1CH and ENS? Is it something like this?
There's four main alliance right now. So there's 1CH, there's DTB, ENS, and YLT.
Okay. They are saying in the chat that there is echo. How do I fix that? So if it makes noise, I just bring my microphone closer to me and further from the sound. I don't want to have headphones. Okay, sorry Brigle, a second. They say that there is like a techno filter on the voice. That's annoying. Is that better now? Now that I move the microphone? So I ask you something, an easy question, so you can answer and they will tell us if there is still echo.
Sure.
What can I ask you? So now we know that you merged 4 Alliance top players to make a super alliance for All-Star. On August 25th, you had this alliance. It was 1CH that was 5th in power with 55.8 billion power. And you had like 2 or 3 days for answering the customer service few questions to finalize the registration for All-Star. Giving a glimpse at your diplomatic strategy, the contact of the representative of the alliance for interviews, and more importantly, select an alliance from a non-invited state to merge and form the final All-Star Guild. So you selected 96E from state 96, right?
Yes, correct.
And so this was kind of easy for 461. We can say that, right? To the registration.
We were finding for allies, and 96E was a better option that came up.
But for other alliances in top 16, it wasn't that easy to do this registration part, especially for the merge. Do you know what happened that made so much chaos?
Well, some alliances, some allies decided to drop out, you know. So I'm not too sure what happened in their end. But there's been a lot of ups and downs for those top 16 to find their own allies to participate in All-Stars.
Okay, so there was some what it harder, and they say that Brigle is a robot. I knew it. I don't think this is possible to fix because I actually, for my sound, I hear clearly what you say, but it's not a perfect sound, so I'm not sure this will be fixable. They say Brigle is so roaring handsome. Ooh la la.
Who is that? Maybe we can reconnect the call.
Yeah.
And see whether it works.
Right. Sometimes on Discord, just quitting and restarting works. So I call back in a second. Wait, how do I do that? Wait, does that you didn't quit the call, right? So it shouldn't change anything. I hung up on me. Brigle? Hung up?
Yeah.
Hung up on Discord, because when I quit, it doesn't quit everything. Ah, that works. Coming back. Oh, I have to hide my pin. How do I do that? Oh, beautiful.
Hello.
Hello, welcome to my channel, Brigle. How are you today?
It's good to be back again.
Oh.
Is it better right now?
I'm not sure. I mean, you obviously don't have a professional microphone, and that's really okay. But I hear you. I believe they all need like 5 minutes to get used to your accent, and they will be fine. I hope.
Hopefully it works, yeah.
They say, I am craving a Brigle sandwich. This Billy Two Shoes. Do you know this guy? Because he seems to really like you. Oh, they say it's better. I don't hear the difference, but
okay.
They are happy.
Yeah, so reconnecting worked. Okay.
Yeah. So where were we? That you said two alliances struggle to find a merge for All-Star, but for 461 at that point it was
I believe it's just not two. Yeah, I think all of us struggled in the beginning.
Oh yeah, right. Before they changed the rewards, right?
Yes, correct. So I think that might be a push for allies to come forward and work with the top 16, you know?
So for the viewers who didn't follow, at first the rewards were like exceptional for top 3 or top 4 in All-Star, but the other guild that would get 30 occupation point, for instance, weren't supposed to have an amazing rewards. So the devs messaged back explaining that even the low-ranked alliances guilds would get a reward like equivalent to a control reward in a normal map. So this is a good motivation to still play All-Star. So in all those issues, so some alliances changed their mind and decided to play All-Stars. But still, we don't end up with the planned 16 guilds that the devs announced at the beginning, right? We have 15 guilds.
Actually, initially what happened was they made an announcement that on the 25th reset, they will cut off the ratings, you know. So that was the last alliance power rating that they will lock in to the system.
Yeah.
And what happened was a few alliance dropped power to get themselves removed from the top 16 as well.
Mm-hmm. So they dropped their
So-
power in the last hour.
Yes, correct. So what happened was a few, how would I put it? A few agreements that a few alliance made initially was all got caught up in this mess, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because if some alliances drop power, this made other alliances that weren't planning to be qualified to qualify, like K4H.
Yes, correct.
Okay, in the chat they say that Ahmed say, I don't think anyone is playing for the gifts, I guess the rewards. They're playing maybe for the skin and the badge. What do you think?
Actually, I can't speak for every players, but I think most of the players that is coming to All Stars just want to have fun, have a clean war, you know, to enjoy the moment. So that's the biggest drive for the big players right now.
Yeah, right. It's like they're all strong alliances, so many players don't really need the rewards, but they can be frustrated in a regular season where they have all those agreements, making them honor farm all season or not fighting to their best.
Diplomacy is not perfect. So sometimes strong players can't perform to their max level, you know. They can't go all out fighting. So all this is coming to this event right now, All Stars, where people can blow off their steam, you know, to go all out.
Yeah. So, is that your plan? To go all out and blow steam?
Definitely, it is one of the reasons.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there is a new follower. Steve Koros is following me. That's creepy. So about all of this, you changed the name of the alliance to Anti-All-Star. So why?
Yeah, that was 24 hours back, right? So right now it's not there. You know, I'm out of that alliance and I'm back to 1CH.
Oh,
So
it changed back.
Yeah, I changed back. I'll explain on why I did change back, but for the btW explanation I can give right now. So, like you mentioned, the top 16 was announced by developers.
Mm-hmm.
And they released the list of participants on the 29th of August.
Yeah.
And then on 31st, they said that only 15 guilds will be participating.
Yeah.
Not 16.
Two top 16 alliances were merged together.
So instead of 16, it became 15.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point of time, everyone at 461, the leaders, were wondering how would the developers, you know, go and sort out this mess, you know.
Right, because it changed how the sectors are balanced.
Correct. So before this, there was a small issue where it was 14 guild, not 15. So on the 14 guild mail that was sent out to us, all the 461 leaders came together and we talked about it and said that having 14 guilds in 8 sector will not have a fair play.
Yeah.
There will be a lot of problems, and you know, it won't be fair for some alliances that will be stuck.
Yeah,
in the map.
It would mean that 4 of the guilds would be next to an empty sector, so they would have like an occupation points advantage.
Yeah, so the 14 guilds, the two guilds will be alone in a sector by themselves, peacefully developing, you know. So that's when we made a decision to call a vote and to see whether we will withdraw from the event. So before we decided, we reached out to the developers, and the developers said that they will work on it. So we put the voting on hold. We continued to wait, and the developers got back to everyone saying that, okay, now the changes are made, it is 15 guild. But it is the same problem still, you know? They are not rectifying it.
Yeah, it can't work with an odd number.
Right. So that's where we decided, okay, we are not going to take part in this unfair event because at one stage it will come to us not having the sense of achievement that we won a fair fight in a sense, you know?
Yeah.
So the whole premise of All Stars was 16 guild entering the map with another 16 allies, you know, together. So full 32 alliances in one map. Random birthplace, let's go have fun, fair and square. But that didn't happen. So 461 leaders got together and we decided, okay, let's withdraw.
Yeah.
And we notified the developers saying that, okay, take 461 out of this event. We are not interested to take part in such an unfair event, you know?
Yeah. But there is still 15 guilds, so you couldn't withdraw, right?
Correct. So we kept pushing the developers and telling them, you know, take us out. We are not interested. And they said that they will have an important meeting with the developers team and see what can be done. And then in between, they came to us and said that, you know, can you change your mind? Can you still participate? And we were standing firm and saying, no, we do not want that. Unless you bring 16 guilds in, then we will participate.
Yeah.
Right? So that is fair for everyone. And at the end of the All Stars, no one can complain saying that we were at a disadvantage, you know? And at the last moment when we started pushing them, they dropped a bomb on us and said that, okay, if you want to withdraw, then you can, but you won't be able to get your alliance to register for Eden conflict.
Right, so it's like not having a choice. You can't ask your player to wait for 2 months to play.
Exactly, you know, I mean, in my own personal view, I'm still seeing All Stars as an unfair event, you know. But I can't just for my sense of pride or ego or whatever you can call it. It is not fair for me to put 99 players, you know, to skip one season of not doing anything.
Yeah, but you are not going in All Star with like the happiness you had when it was seeming fair.
Yeah, I kind of lost that drive, that motivation to you know, to enjoy the game.
Yeah, I see in the chat some comments like Brigle is our sexy thing and developer doing something in the player's favor, 0% chance to happen. Hashtag LSS dev suck. Brigle, you are the best.
I mean, it is a new event, you know. As much as I can complain about developers, they are having a difficult time on preparing such an event at such a big scale, you know.
Yes.
But we can understand that. What we were asking from them was to be fair, you know, either postpone the event or cancel it so that we can set up All Stars next time, you know, when we are better prepared.
Yes, for so even even if I am interviewing you, this is my channel, so I have lots of opinion on it. So I believe that maybe they wanted to have too many alliances in All-Star. What do you think about it? About this number of 16?
16, I think it's a fair number, so that two guilds will be starting in each sector, So we might have action on day one, there might be fire going on day one. And that's the fun of it, We are not going in to farm honor points, or we are not going in to settle, diplomacy, to fix ranks on which alliance get which points and stuff. We are just going in blind and see who we landed up next to, see if things can work out. If it doesn't work out, then we test strength, we fight and see who is the better man.
Yeah, but we see that in this top 16, like the top 1 has double the power of the top 16, and we had a hard time at first to get the merge because the potential merge were feeling like too weak compared to the top 16, and that's really justified. So there is maybe too many alliances, but at the same time, as you say, it's perfect for the 8 sectors. And what about the time frame they gave to build the alliances? Like we had 1 month to build the top 16 alliances and 2 days to find a merge. Obviously could be found before, but 2 days where we knew which of the 16 alliances were going and had to find a merge and announce a merge. So maybe there is something to play on this time frame?
The timeline, the time frame, everything is just nice in my opinion, 1 month to settle the mergers between the alliances in the state, and to find a possible ally for you to bring in. But there were some issues between each step that we took. So for example, they didn't announce, there is a power restriction on the allies that you can bring. After sending our names in and our alliance get locked in, then they mentioned to us that, your ally should be having a power rating not more than 36 G,
Oh.
So all that kind of last minute information was passed down to us.
And this is information that we as regular player, we didn't access. So how did this conversation with the devs went? Was that in customer service of R5 of your alliance, or where?
The leaders reached out to the customer service because there was a delay of getting responses from each player,
Okay.
Sometimes one player might get an answer a few hours earlier than the other and stuff. So the leaders set out and asked questions, and one of the leaders got back to us and said that, okay, so our allies' power restriction is 36G. And from there, we used that information to find an ally, and 96E fit into that,
Okay. There's a little break reading the chat. So, welcome to all those who join now. Hello, Ayo, and everyone else. I see some message in Chinese. If there are questions in Chinese, if someone can translate it, I can ask Brigle. Just Jeremy, if you can translate stuff, you'd be the best. My favorite president forever. Billy Two Shoes asked, Brigle for my baby's daddy. This is really your number one fan, right?
I'm not sure who is there.
Yeah, people use a different name on YouTube. This is so confusing sometimes. And they use it to be your, secret admirer.
Might be.
It's your boy is asking, what's Brigle's opinion on 95M declaring any other alliance that tries to take World Center dies? Did they say that? Are you aware of this?
I'm sorry. Who is 95M?
This is 576, 576 First Alliance. So this is the second
I see.
in power ranking. And I heard there are some difficulties for the diplomacy for this All-Star season.
Well, I've never heard of 576 declaring war on anyone touching the World Center. So I'm not sure where they get that information from.
Right. I talk sometimes with people from 576 and they didn't tell me that at all. I heard it only from states that are like known enemies of 576. I saw screenshots, but I don't know if it was really addressed to everyone, actually. But we're also here to fix
it is very common saying, I mean, everyone knows that 576 is gonna fight with 518. 518 is gonna fight with 576.
Yes.
So that is a common knowledge. No need to be shy about it.
Yes.
But other than that, I don't think anyone came forward and said that, we are targeting this alliance or that alliances.
Yeah, someone is clarifying in the chat, and Abe say they will kill. They said that they are playing to kill, but that's also basically what you said. And why everyone is playing this event, actually? Playing to kill without having to care.
Everyone entering All Stars is going to fight. There is no such thing as we are protected for this rank or we are protected for that rank, and then we make friends and do farming for honor points. It's not going to happen. There will be fights, definitely.
Yeah, Jolo is saying, what kind of news reporter doesn't share screenshots that aren't meant for the public? I have lots of screenshots I could share as a news reporter, Jolo, but I am not selected as a news reporter yet. So send to your customer support in your base. You send, will Melush be a reporter on All-Star? And maybe I can fix that, Jolo. But I count on you, Jolo. If I'm not news reporter on All-Star, this will be your fault. Back to Brigle now.
Yeah.
I had a list of questions, but I have no idea where I put it.
Maybe I can.
No.
I can touch on another topic then.
It's okay. Now actually I have a dumb question. When you arrive on the map on Monday, what will happen? I mean, depending on who you spawn in the same sector, do you already have a plan, a strategy, allies that you can reveal?
Okay. I just opened YouTube. I can see all the live chat right now.
Ooh. Hello, Brigle.
Hello, Chili. Hi, guys. Thanks for all the comments. Okay, so back to your question. I'm actually trying not to think about it because, we have 56G power rating right now.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of powerful players are going to come up to all the 461 leaders and say, let's fight, and it's going to be very difficult to handle that and to handle the diplomacy,
Yeah.
So I'm trying not to think too much about it.
Okay, but we're here to make you uncomfortable, Brigle. So
I mean, I'll just go with the flow and see what happens on day one. If we can come to an understanding with that guild that is going to be with us in the same sector, then it's going to be fine. We can do a test run for the first few days or set up a fight at some zones and whatnot. So I'm not too sure how it'll go, but we can see from there onwards.
Yeah, so it depends a lot on who you will spawn in the sector.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
And we need to remember that it's 56 days of event, going all out on day one and killing all the troops on day one, and then sitting the rest of the days without troops is not going to be fun at all as well.
But maybe you can kill all troops, spend 2 months rebuilding troops in the desert, and make a real comeback in last week. Yeah? No? Maybe not.
It might happen, who knows,
Yeah, I saw that last season. We had some guilds doing that, like, you have a truce, but it's a truce, you sense some tension, so a few days after it breaks out again, and the troops are healed. So this is actually a decent strategy to have truce at a chosen time. But let's hope you don't happen to need that. So I have a question, because you had lots of chance. So at first you were super motivated for All-Star, for killing stuff and all of that. Then you had all those issues that guilds met with, the rules that were announced changing, and the devs not being fully transparent on what was happening. So you chose to withdraw from All-Star. It wasn't possible. So you are going all in again because your team actually wants to kill and have fun. But during all this process, you were planning to merge with 96E. So how did you communicate on such difficult decisions with your merge, so 96E?
96E, they are great fellas, they are splendid. When we came to them and talked about, inviting them as allies, they didn't stop and told us no. They said, okay, we will set up a team, let's go into All Stars, and then let's have fun. Mm-hmm. So our communication, our friendship is there. I've played with 96E personally at one season before. They are great guys over there. So when the time came when we needed to withdraw, we came forward and said that, hey, look, this is not fair, for only 2 or 1 alliance to get a sector alone by themselves to just peacefully develop and then come and kill everyone else, It is not fair for everyone. And they agreed with us, they also acknowledged that. Mm-hmm. It is not fair, and they are also in favor of having a fair match with everyone else. So they respected our decision, and I mean, there's not much of how do I put it? Both of us respected each other, 46-1 and 96E. So.
Yeah, I actually talked a bit with 96, so I hope I will get them in interview here someday, but they really put a lot of thought on it before to accept going in All-Star, and from the sound of it, it sounds like even before deciding to merge, they were 461 and 96 had a pretty similar approach to it. But I see the chat, AO says, and I don't know if he's joking or not, so I need confirmation on that. AO says devs announced that you have unlimited troops in All Stars, so it's not a concern, just attack everything right away. AO, are you joking or is that true?
Do you believe him?
No, I don't believe him. But when he says something, everyone believes him. So we need to do something about it.
He's pulling your leg.
So for everyone in the chat, Don't believe AO on everything. You can believe him on the Brass video that he released today, but maybe not on All-Star stuff. Brigle.
Yeah.
Oh, I think he was saying to kill your troops, Brigle. But now I have, I asked if anyone had questions before we went into this interview. So you were told to expect the very difficult question. So I asked it now. What makes you idolize King Lucifer J so much?
That Lucifer. Well, if that really happened, it will be my last day playing Last Shelter.
Oh.
That's a very honest answer to him.
Okay, so that's good for diplomacy with K4H right now, because he's playing in K4H this season.
Yeah, I know him.
And next season he comes back to FWB with me. I hope. No, I'm
well,
sure.
there's a lot of misunderstanding going on around between a few alliances in All Stars.
You mean about your relationship with King Lucifer J?
No, not with him, but some saying that I've heard that 461 is not happy with K4H. It's not happy with 576 and stuff. We are not in that position that saying that we hate this alliance, we hate that alliance. Our hatred is going towards the developers who set, such rules and then keep changing at every step we take,
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't blame K4H for going up to top 16, Like I said, some alliance at the last hour dropped power and they got stuck there.
Yeah.
And then they couldn't find allies as well. So they said that, hey, look, we can't do anything much, and most probably developers have set them up with 264. They agreed to it. But I'm fine with that, As long as there's top 16 guilds, then I'm fine with that. But yeah, so there shouldn't be any misunderstandings there.
Yeah, and honestly, even KOS from 264 and K4H from 526 merging, it doesn't make them the strongest merge in this all-star map. So
526 have quite a few strong players. They are good players over there.
There's a question in the chat.
You cannot say that they might be weak or that they won't be the strongest.
Not the most powerful in numbers.
Everything doesn't count on power ratings,
Especially at this level of playing. A few questions here. So Jolo asks, wait, we can ask questions. Yes, Jolo, you can ask questions, but don't ask too stupid questions. Thank you. Itia Boy asks, will All Stars be having a karaoke night in stage chat? If I am reporter and I can talk in stage chat, we will definitely have a karaoke night in stage chat, but I'm not sure this will happen. Jolo says, since we can ask question. This is a too complicated question. I'm not sure this is for us. I will not ask Jolo's questions. So now the real complicated questions that I wanted to ask you, because 461 made known that they intended to withdraw from All Star. I had people messaging me to ask if 461 was afraid to play All Star. So what do you have to answer to them?
I've seen too many messages going around saying that 461 is scared, they are pulling out. In reality, come on, it's like, is that needed? Is taking a low blow saying that we are scared without knowing the full story of it?
Yeah.
So like I explained to you, we are set to have a fair match with everyone. So when we found that it is unfair for everyone, we wanted to pull out,
Yeah. And it made actually this message known from everyone. I mean, I would have never heard about all what happened behind the scene if I didn't see that the name of the alliance changed.
That's the thing, developers are not informing the rest of the players what's happening. And at the same time, they are also not informing all the 16 guilds of what's happening behind the scenes as well.
Yeah.
Certain alliances are getting only some information. The other alliances are getting another set of information. So nothing is transparent.
Yeah. There's a prediction in the chat from Abe that 97 and 576 would spawn in the same sector, and that's why 576 is confident. I don't know if that's true, but talking about those different guilds, do you have a prediction if there was bet to make on the top 3 winners of this All-Star event?
AO is asking such an unfair question to me and putting me on the spot.
Sorry for doing this live on his lunch break.
I mean, I believe that 97 will be the top,
Yeah, I think
they have
everyone.
very old players over there, and compared to all the states that's coming in, comparing the days of development they had, that is a very big advantage to 97 itself.
Yes. By the way, how is so there is a difference in alliance shells between the older state and the newer state. So do younger alliance get try to get an older. I'm trying to avoid to say the forbidden stuff for Last Shelter, but I think you get me. So you had an alliance shell coming from 560. Is your alliance shell originally from 560 or with old technology from older states?
Oh, from 560.
Okay, so you have the technology level of a 500s alliance, while 97 would have like max technology on the alliance shell, right?
I do not know the alliance technology on their side, but my alliance shell is from 560, so it is quite way behind,
Yeah.
But that doesn't impact greatly, the thing that might impact greatly is individual players' development. All players have access to T10 one season earlier, if I'm not wrong, or maybe 1 or 2 months earlier.
Yeah.
So they are able to reset earlier, So that's such things, will add up to a very big number,
Yeah, there's like maybe even 2 or 3 seasons difference between the state like 97 and state like 714. Who else in the 700s are here? I don't remember which.
714, right? Yeah.
7, yeah. There is a big difference, right?
Definitely, you will be able to see difference over there. But some players have bought accounts from the old states and stuff. So you can see some players in the new state having good stats as well, good development as well.
Yeah, I can't even. I'm thinking of me last season. I was trying so hard to reach 133 specialty points, Because 133 specialty points, you can easily start the season with an extra 15 tiles. And that was a goal that last season was hard to reach for the 500 state and impossible for the 600, 700s. So this
Why was
also
it
will make a
impossible for the
difference.
500s? It is not impossible for the 500s.
Yeah, no, not impossible. Even for the 600s, as my base is originally from the 600s, I see that if I had played better in previous season, I could have reached 136 specialty point last season. But I can see
it is possible, but maybe the 700s might be a bit behind. I'm not too sure, but I think up to 600s, it should be fine. You are able to reach 130 specialty points in Doomsday.
I see in the chat, Nigan from State 338 is asking Ayo, unlimited troops in All-Star. I'm afraid Ayo wasn't telling the truth, but just encouraging Brigle to burn all
to
his
go
troops.
out and fight.
Sorry, Nigan. So now that we covered all the shades of this All-Star event, I have a question to ask you, like, for the future. Like, obviously you discussed withdrawing from All-Star, and now you are going. So do you, as a leader, do you take some actions, specific actions, to get all your team motivated for this All-Star event? How do you
Our players are very supportive of us.
Oh.
When they heard that we are withdrawing, I mean, everyone is normal players, they will question, why is there such a decision coming up. But when we explain to them that it's an unfair setting and stuff, and they agreed that, okay, let's step back and then we can go into Eden conflict. So there was a path made for them and they followed, It's like, okay, our leaders have withdrawn, we will go into Eden conflict, and next time if there's All-Star, then we will try it again.
Okay.
And when we get back to them and say that, hey, look, we are going back to All-Stars again, some of them were shocked. It's like, hey, what's happening? It's just like within 24 hours you changed your mind again. And then we explained to them that we were locked out, we can't go to Eden conflict and we don't want the players to suffer. They were happy that, the leaders, okay, they are not putting us, to skip a season. They are putting us in their mind, keeping us in their mind and making a decision for us as well. And they were, in a sense, more motivated to support us, and go in and have fun.
Yeah, it's like, I'll be honest with you, like, at the beginning of this interview, I was wondering, would that decision changing could lead people to migrate out of 461, but now I'm wondering if this could maybe lead people to migrate in because of this flexibility and listening all the members. So do you have migration plan? I know you're locked now, but in the future, how do you see the future of your state? How All-Star will impact the future of your state?
Well, it depends on how you fight in All-Stars and what the result will be, Definitely there will be an impact. If we are doing well, then of course we will gather interest from other big players who wants to come into 461. And if we are not doing well, then maybe some players leave and find a better option, maybe. We can't really say what the future holds for us, but as of right now, I see 461 as a wonderful place for me. All the players in 461 have shown to me that they can be united. That's the amazing thing that I found out from 461.
That's great. I think I think we covered kind of all the All-Star stuff. I can't wait to see on Monday if I'm selected as a reporter to go see the map. But I wanted to ask you a few fun questions to get our mind of this. So I will ask you quick this or that questions. And I didn't tell you the questions in advance, and I didn't even write them, and I don't remember what is out of it. But try not to think too much. Let's start with an easy one.
Sure.
Are you ready?
Sure, let's go.
Okay. Tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Vanilla or chocolate?
Vanilla.
Eden or Total War?
Eden.
And Death Rider or Scorpion?
Death Rider.
And I don't remember the name of the new hero. How about the new hero? Cyclone or Flare?
I'll go for Cyclone.
And for Wrath Reconstruction, Might or Resistance?
Might.
And last question, LSS or Tinder?
Tinder.
Okay, thank you
Definitely Tinder.
Thank you very much, Brigle, for answering my questions. We are at the end of the interview. So, do you have any parting words, some game wisdom to share to the 27 people who are listening to us now? Some general advice. The one thing they have to know about LSS.
I have two things to share actually. The first thing is, as much as certain things are unfair, as much as certain things don't go well in LSS, developers also have hard time doing things. I can sometimes understand that they are in a difficult situation as well, but at the same time, we players are ready to support them. I can hope that one day that developers also can sit down with the players and understand where we are coming from. And at the same time, when the developers are ready to do that, we players are also ready to support the developers. So it is a two-way thing.
Yeah.
Another thing that I would like to share is, after all, LSL is just a game. It's a war game. Things shouldn't be too stressful. Just take it easy. Have fun at the end of the day. Just put your real life stress behind. Enter the game. Have fun. Communicate. Love people. And just go with the flow.
Thank you very much, Brigle, for this best advice. I now end the stream, but can I invite all people listening to us to leave a comment if you want that I invite a specific person to interview and which questions you want to see asked. Thank you very, very much to Brigle and everyone here. And I wish you all a good day. Bye.
Thank you, Mel. Thank you.
I was kicked out of my home. There was nowhere else to go. There was no sunshine anymore. There was nothing I could call home without my Uncle Elmo. All because I took a tile. Could not release it for a while. All our farming just went wrong, all these booths just laid to waste, so I had to leave my place. I know, 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 I ought to leave that tile alone. I know, 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 I ought to leave that tile alone. At the next honor event, always check first if I'm maxed. I don't ever want to go, I will be more careful now to stay with my Uncle Elmo. I don't ever